Hello, welcome to Lemon Stew, so we talk anything and everything entertainment. I'm, of course, the Lemon himself, Zeke Lemon, and this is my review for The Penguin, Episode 7. But before we get into that, let's get the housekeeping out of the way, shall we? I'm just leave a like, comment below, let me know your thoughts on The Penguin, and of course, hit that subscribe button as it helps me grow into my YouTube career. I would greatly appreciate it. Now, all that out of the way, let's get into the review, shall we? So, the Episode 7, the penultimate episode, the final episode before we get to the finale next week. It's a very weird feeling because I'm really ready to see how this ends, but I'm not ready to say goodbye. You know what I mean? Because I've just enjoyed this ride, this whole entire season I've gone through. And apologies if you do hear the rain. It is raining where I am at, which is very fitting for this episode considering how it begins. We get to see Oz as a child, and we get to see his brothers and see ultimately how his brothers died. And honestly, don't know if I really wanted to see that. Now, it's very fitting because, as we do know, Oz is a mama's boy. But boy, did we not know how much of a mama's boy he truly was. And it is going to be one of those conversations that you are going to hear between film fans and TV fans alike of, hey, did Oz do this on purpose? Was this a play to be like, he saw an opportunity that he can have his mother all to himself, because he very much enjoyed the time when it was just him and her, and he making the cute joke of like, hey, it's a date and all that stuff. But it was a really cute moment of you like, aw, being a little, making his mom feel good and all that. But then as soon as his brothers come into play, and he was like really happy that they were about to get in trouble, and then when she starts playing with them, he really did feel some type of way. Now, also, we do know Oz is very a knee-jerk reaction, really sensitive, lets his emotions get the best of him. We saw it in episode 1. We saw it again in episode, I want to say, was it 3? When he put the and one of the Falcons' mouth, the one that we were really worried about until he died in episode 5. And we see it time and time again, right? Like he lets, if you disrespect him in any way in his mind, he takes it very personal and he goes into the offense of that, like in episode 1 when he killed Sophia's brother. And here, they know he knows he has a bad leg, and they're playing flashlight hide and go seek, which a game I used to play when I was a little kid with my siblings as well. We would turn all the lights off in the house, have the flashlight, try to be hide very tightly until one of us was found. And they hide under the sewers where there is a ladder where Oz has to go down in order to get them. And it was a very genuine, hey, let's make it hard for him. But they didn't mean anything bad by it, but he took it personal. So he locks them in there and then just walks home. And the whole time, it's not what he did. It's that he had multiple opportunities to stop it, to save his brothers and be like, yeah, I kind of fucked up. But he did it. And he seemed very content on letting them die. So, which is why it goes back to the conversation was this all a play to make sure that he had his mother all to himself? Because he made sure of it in one way or another. And then we cut to today's time where it really does show, hey, you mess with his mom, he will bend very, very quickly. And it makes the finale very, very interesting to me because I do think it's going to come down to it's either his mom lives or he gets to run Gotham. And he has betrayed every single person on this show, has stabbed them in the back in order to get where he wants to be. Now, he hasn't really fully turned his back on Vic. I can see Vic making it out. I do hope Sophia also makes it out because I really want her and Bruce to have a conversation. I really want her and Selena to have a conversation. There's a lot of things I want to see with Sophia within this, and we're going to get more into her later on in this review. But it could come down to the fact of, look, you can save your mom and you lose it all, but hey, you get the one person that you really do truly care about. You killed your brothers to make sure that you have this woman all to yourself, and you're always trying to live up to her expectations. Or you let her die, or you kill her to show you have no weaknesses and you do truly get to run the crime scene of Gotham. I think that's where we're heading to when we get to this finale. Now, I do also fully expect to see Batman. I have been saying that throughout the whole entire show, and we'll get to that in a little bit. But man, that cold open really shows what I really do think how this show's going, because to me, showing that relationship and how it's progressed, it really does seem like there ain't no way this mom makes it out of this show. And also with some of the scene work that she was having, I love the scene between her and Sophia. When Sophia's coming in and, you know, it's a game of wits and they're in the war of words, going back and forth. She talking shit about the house. Sophia's talking crap about Oz. Back and forth they go until she brings up the brother saying, well, at least you didn't raise 2 other monsters and luckily they died. And then that's when the Alzheimer's kicks in, the dementia kicks in, and she goes back to what we would have picked up on if we would have stayed in the previous scene, in the flashback. And then you could see the genuine concern and care and worry that Sophia had for her. Like, hey, do you know where you're at? And then that's when Oz's mom slaps her. And then I think it's very keen to show that Security's going to come in, show her a lesson, but Sophia let him go and said, hey, we're going to let her have that. We're going to let her have that. And they backed off. Now, of course, she's also using this to her play. She sent her doctor in there and her lover to go in there and, you know, to get some information out of him. You saw the red light later on. But what was so keen in that scene as well is also within the scene that we have with Gia. And this is also why Sophia, to me, is one of the best written and one of the best performed characters that I have ever seen in the year of 2024. Where she is talking to Gia and she comes to the full realization of, I have become my father. I can call myself Gigante. I can wear my mother's clothes and like try to, you know, really give him the finger anywhere I can. But I have become him, because the conversation that she had with Oz's mom going, look, Oz knows this game. He's 2 steps ahead. You could change your name, you could do anything you want, but the game is still the same. And then she goes to see Gia. It looks just like Arkham. I mean, they do the flashback for a reason, like, wow, these look very similar. And then she sees the cuts, and, you know, she's trying to gaslight Gia into like, no, I didn't. I loved your family. You know, to make it seem like, hey, don't rat me out. But then once she sees that Gia's cutting herself, just like she did, or maybe some other girls are cutting her too, but I think it's more intended that, you know, she's hurting herself. This video is going to get demonetized. That she comes to the realization of, I have become my father. And then she comes clean to her, like, yeah, I killed them, but they deserve it. You're going to get adopted, and you're going to have a much better life than this family could have ever given you, because this family sucks. And then she has the conversation with Oz after Murnane, Mr. Krabs, he dies unexpectedly, by the way, which I don't know if I fully like. I kind of want it back and forth. Like, I was like, are you serious? This is how he's going to die? But yeah, heart attack, because, you know, he was just so filled with rage. And another person who's very emotional goes, all right, look, you bring my mom, you get the crime, and you get it all. And we'll just call it ends. And she knew it was a trap, but she was willing just to give it away. Look, I just want to be at peace, man. I'm just over it. I really don't want to be my father. And then we have the scene later on where they come in with the Hummer, where Vic has also disappeared. He's going to get an army. I'm fully expect to see that army in episode 8. And this is where Sophia changes the rules. You make it seem like Oz's mom is dead, which would have been a case of like, I really don't know who to cheer for, because, you know, even though Oz's mom is also, you know, batshit, it's still very much like, well, Oz killed his brothers when he was really young, but she killed an older woman who had dementia and all that stuff. So I really don't know who to cheer here. I'm still full team Sophia at this point, because she kept her alive, takes her to this very important place where we see at the end of the episode where Oz and her go dancing. This is where, you know, she lays it out, and you can see where the motivation for Oz comes. Is like, look, you need to give me a better life. And he's like, I will give you a better life. And then she blows it up. She blows his lair and blows up the city. And this is where I'm like, because I've been saying for the whole entire week, it's like, look, does the Penguin need Batman in the show? No, absolutely not. I think if Batman doesn't show up next week, I'm not going to complain that much about it. However, I do believe HBO wants Batman in the show. And I'm sorry. I can forgive why he hasn't been involved in any way and why no one's really looking on the corner, because he's very busy. Gotham's flooded. There's other parts of Gotham where actual innocent people are hurt. And he's probably hearing about all this, but he's probably saying, look, bad people are dying. Even though he has a no-killing rule, he's like, well, he knows bad people hurting bad people. So, like, why am I going to get involved with that when this actual pedestrian is actually hurt? This city blew up, and innocent people got hurt. I think now Batman cannot ignore it anymore. So, therefore, he does have to come into play and be like, what are we doing? Now, if we keep this finale all in the daytime, okay, you avoid the bad. But I really do not expect that Batman stays off. I do think this does finish in the nighttime, and he does appear because, again, innocent people are now getting hurt because of this crime family drama. But yeah, again, another phenomenal episode. This is one of the top ones. 2 or 3 for me. I mean, 4 is still the best episode overall. But yeah, this is definitely the silver or the bronze. It's on the podium for sure. I had a great time with this episode. Comment below, let me know what you think. Do you think Oz did it on purpose when he was younger? Or was it just a pure emotion that he never went to go fix whatsoever? Or let me know some of your other thoughts on this episode as well. We have the finale next week. Hit that subscribe button to make sure you are aware of that. Also, with a bunch of other content heading your way pretty soon. We got Dune coming up pretty shortly. We also got Creature Commandos, the starts of the new DCU. What If Season 3, Squid Game, and then 2025 is flooded with a bunch of content. So hit that subscribe button as we do have a lot of content heading your way pretty soon. I'm glad this show has been around. I am very sad it's going to end because not only has it been like, has my Sundays end on a big high because, well, my football team isn't doing well and doesn't look like going to be doing well for the next few weeks. So now that this escapism is going away next week, I'm just going to suffer on Sundays. But yeah, comment below, let me know if you made it this far. Leave a like, it would greatly appreciate it. And of course, hit that subscribe button. And until next time, guys, I'll see you here at Limit Studios.